The final round of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship has arrived, and this year the stages will be a combination of roads from the Daybreaker Rally and Rally Wairarapa. This is sheep country, rolling green pasture, sheltered by the Tararua Ranges in the south and the Ruahinis in the north. The host city of Masterton is home to the Sheep Shearing World Championships and hosts one of the world's greatest vintage fighter plane collections. But this is now the stage for the showdown of 2015. Can Ben Hunt take his first ever New Zealand Rally Championship, while the Gull Challenge classes and historic title will also be decided here at Racetech Rally Wairarapa. The Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship kicked off back in April with Rally Whangarei, and from the first day, Ben Hunt began what has been his strongest challenge to the New Zealand title. When the final flag fell at Rally Coromandel in August, Hunt had amassed a healthy points lead, and only Phil Campbell could now challenge him for the title. With a 24-point lead, it's Hunt's to lose, and Campbell would need to win here, but plenty left in the chase for third place.
Well, a bit of a wet start to the day here at Pahangana. It's 130 kilometres north of Masterton, where last night at the pre-start it was all about road position on the expected dry roads. Ben, it's all but in this championship. Tomorrow is all about getting to the end. Will it make you change your approach?
No, you're right. We have to make sure we get to the finish, and obviously that's our number one goal when we set them at the start of the season. So, we're looking to finish another rally, and I think, if you back off too much, then that's when you start making mistakes. So we're just going to have to do what we've done the last 2 or 3 rallies and do our own thing and, have fun.
Phil, it's down to the wire between you and Ben Hunt, but you really just have to push on and try and get as many points as possible.
Yeah, for sure. We're just going to go out there and go as fast as we can, do what we've been doing all season, get to the end of the rally, and if Ben doesn't finish, that's a bit unfortunate for him, but yeah, it could be good for us.
Marcus, you just need to finish tomorrow to wrap up what would be your 3rd championship.
Yeah, we do, but that's, like we say, is easier said than done, but got some good competition here and we don't want them to beat us, so we'll go all attack as we normally do and see how we finish up.
Any changes in the Mazda? Have you detuned it a little bit just to ensure reliability?
No, we've put a new diff in it after Coromandel, which sort of failed there, which is a bit surprising, but no, it's business as usual, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
With variable road conditions, there looked to be a chance that running down the order would benefit. Certainly Ben Hunt thought so and chose 5th on the road. In the end, it was Matt Summerfield who put his hand up to take the lead position.
Matt, a first. This is the first time you're first on the road in an NZRC event.
Yeah, it's looking forward to it. I've led from the front in some smaller rallies before and quite enjoy it. I'm not sure why they didn't want to go number 1, to be honest.
You'll be able to leave a dust trail behind you and hopefully gain an advantage?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully the sun's out tomorrow, and with the second passes over the stages, your road position isn't going to mean anything, so if I lose some in the morning, which I don't think I will, we'll still be fine.
So let's have a look at the B&T stage preview. Just 4 roads repeated twice to form the 8 stages. Stage 1 and 3, Utawai, is 19.71 kilometres long. Starts with a gentle climb along a ridge, then down through a twisty gorge before opening to a fast finish. Overnight rain will have softened the road's surface. And as rain continued falling in the morning, Matt Summerfield looked to be handed an advantage in the early going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 100.
So instead of dust, it's going to be damp. So Glenn, how will that change the approach of the top drivers?
It really depends on the condition of the road, how hard the base is. But you don't have so much loose gravel over the top. It binds together, you get more grip being first car on the road, and of course the clay's going to come through and the road will cut up. So further on down the field, they're going to get not quite as good a road, and the time will probably reflect that.
Matt Summerfield too looking very tidy straight through the stage, his time 13:10.4. So Graham Featherston next up, and that rain not easing at all. Featherston posting a time 13 minutes 19.8.
And just the second car on the road, this is a new experience for Graham as well.
Lance Williams has a good lead in the chase for the New Zealand Junior Rally Champion title. His closest competition being Matt Summerfield.
And Lance has scored in every single rally this season. They're really laying a good foundation for what must be a big attack next year. They work really well together.
Long 5 left plus, don't.
Just looking at the road, it's starting to form two definite tracks.
To a 5 right plus.
But as you can see, the gravel's not sweeping off, and potentially a little bit of mud coming through and slush, so they're not quite going to get as much grip.
Lance Williams 3.4 seconds slower than Summerfield. Now, what can Phil Campbell do, starting fourth on the road? He chose to stay close to Ben Hunt, but of course neither were predicting this rain.
One road position is going to make a small difference, but he's going to really have to push on. He really needs to look at winning this rally.
Left minus, tightens to long 5, small crest 8.
And that's not going to happen with car problems.
84 right.
Stage time 13:25.7. He's lost time there, so bad start for Campbell. Ben Hunt running fifth on the road now, but these conditions won't worry him at all, Glenn.
Well, he picked this position down the field to try and take advantage and have a grippy road and do a good job. However, the way the day's played out, it's all about getting to the finish. There's a rally result, but most importantly, a championship result.
His stage time 13:15, so third fastest so far. Richard Mason back for the final event of the season. This was his championship winning car back in 2005. And he's brought it back, dusted it off, and has a chance to try and win his home rally, which he's done many times before. Not a bad start too. 13:07.7, fastest so far. Welcome back, Richard Mason. The start line crowded with former champions. Chris West back for the first time since a massive crash in 2014. And this car is the latest from Rally Art New Zealand, a Mirage with Lancer Evo 10 engine and mechanicals, Glenn.
It's great to see Westy back in the championship, and this car's got a lot of potential. Certainly looks a bit different on Evo 10.
David Holder made a positive return to the championship at Coromandel with a third place finish. Now looking to see if he can build on that.
Just a second event with new co-driver Jason Farmer, but they really are working well together and they get on so well, and that's such a critical point.
Holden had a stunner here on the opening stage, 12 minutes 59.7, and he goes the quickest so far. Andrew Hawkswood taking his Mazda 2 out for a final run before he debuts a new model Mazda in 2016.
And the new car's going to be quite a lot different to this car, but they've learnt a lot, including demisters. I can tell you the new car's got twice the heater capacity that this car has, because they've always struggled to keep this car demisted.
Hawkswood struggling with the vision here, was 8th fastest. Emma Gilmore now in the Suzuki. 2 years of development behind this car, and it's turned into a reliable package finally.
And this car's a 1600cc turbo, but because of the smaller capacity, it can run slightly less weight and no turbo restrictor, so it still makes a lot of power. But different, it needs to be revved, and it's a peaky type of engine, so she really needs to keep on top of it.
And look at the way this car turns in. Certainly well suited to this stage and these conditions. And the time 13:07.3, second fastest.
That's a great start.
Back to our B&T stage preview. Stages 2 and 4, Ridge Road, 31 kilometres long. This is a well-known stage from the Daybreaker Rally. It's more technical and tight than the opening stage, and a tight, twisty downhill at the end will be really hard on the brakes. Back on the road, Matt Summerfield, first on the road, really able to use all the road here, Glenn.
He really is quite spectacular, but he does some good times in this tight, twisty stuff. We've watched lots of onboards and he does a good job.
6 left, 80.
Let's see what he does time-wise.
Narrow 5 left minus.
23 minutes 56.
Matt, first time setting new wheel tracks on the road.
Yeah, it's an interesting experience, but got to do it someday, don't we? And why not today?
Graham Featherston also looking to try and improve on this stage. But as you see, it's going to be hard work and the tight, twisty stuff.
Feathers, you're running quite a long way up the running order. How did those first two stages go?
Yeah, pretty good, eh? It's actually quite fun, just following Matt's lines actually and seeing what he's up to. So actually almost found that harder than the motor, mate. I've got a good sweat on.
Lance Williams 30 seconds down on Summerfield through here. But take a listen as he and Crunch Bennett modify their stage notes as they attack the stage.
Narrow 5 left, 30 to a 2 left, don't go wide. So narrow 5 left, 30 to a 2 left, don't go wide. I'll put cut on that 4 right. Yep. Shorts 6 right, tightens to a 4 right.
Phil Campbell still going, but the issue was the gear selectors and the car jumping out of gear.
And when a car's just not working, you're going to have zero confidence. And on these stages, slippery, gravelly, you've got to have confidence. You just can't go fast if you don't know what it's going to do.
And a slow time too, 1 minute 44 down on Summerfield.
Phil, we're here at the end of stage 2, but it looks like Ben's actually caught you on the stage.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough stage for us. Halfway through the first stage, something started playing up with the gearbox. So it was jumping out of gears and there's a bit bad vibration that's on and off. So we're just trying to nurse it home, make sure we get to service and we'll get it sorted.
So a disappointing start for Phil Campbell, a real challenge for him. Ben Hunt had actually closed in on Campbell in the stage. Still taking a conservative approach though.
Keep in 5 right plus.
And it can be actually harder sometimes to drive slowly because the car just doesn't work well, but he's just got to finish and keep it accurate.
And his stage time is actually a minute slower than Summerfield.
Listen, I've never seen your co-driver so nervous than I did yesterday afternoon and this morning, but I guess catching Phil Campbell in that stage has probably eased the nerves somewhat.
Yeah, you know it has, but it's a long day, anything can happen, so we just need to keep trucking along and, you know, hopefully be here at the end.
Richard Mason, second fastest on the stage, would hold third going into service. Chris West, though, striking problems when a turbo hose blew off.
You can just hear it leaking boost.
David Holder, just fourth fastest on the stage, and that would drop him to second behind Summerfield. Andrew Hawkswood was having trouble keeping the car straight with multiple spins on the stage.
5 right minus. Oh, 5 right, Jack. Oh, yeah.
When it starts handling like that, something's not quite right there with the gearbox or the diff. Something's not right.
5 right.
And it's certainly hard to see again with that demister.
5 right and caution. 5 left.
It just doesn't look like it's got as much. Well, there you go. He spun it again. Something's not right.
But no problems for Emma Gilmore, just a slower stage time, which actually dropped her down to fifth here. So after 2 stages, it's the young guns up front. Richard Mason making an impressive comeback, but all eyes on Matt Summerfield with a 24-second lead.
Matt leading the rally after 2 stages.
Yeah, pretty wrapped with that. The stage actually I didn't think felt that good, but I think the advantage being first on the road with all this rain that we're having this morning has really helped me out.
And we now go and repeat those stages, so are you hoping to build on your lead?
Yeah, always looking to build on my lead. I didn't particularly like the next run, it just didn't gel for me first up, but yeah, I need the rain to keep coming down and hopefully the road's in good nick for me still.
Richard, familiar face and new colours. First rally for the season for you?
Yeah, well, better late than never, I suppose. We just thought we'd get out there and do one event. We haven't got a sponsor this year, so we've gone back to a car that we used to own 10 years ago. We won our first championship in it, so it's a little bit of a relearning curve that, you know, like we've changed the shocks around and stuff like that, and they're not exactly where they should be. So, you know, we'll have a cruisy day and just see where it ends up, you know.
David, great time through stage 1, but you dropped back just a little bit in stage 2.
Yeah, stage 1 surprisingly good for us. It was still quite technical. Like, I think we clipped a wee bit of a fence post just with the wheel and taking some adventurous cuts, but stage 2 wasn't so great. Caught Westy had a few issues, and then I sort of dropped the ball and lost the rhythm for a while.
Emma, great start in stage 1, but you dropped back a few places in stage 2.
Yeah, stage 1 probably suits us a bit better. It's a more fast and flowing stage, and then that second stage, it's really tight and twisty. So we're probably still doing a bit better than we, you know, it's improving in the tight stuff, but yeah, we still struggle a bit. It was getting pretty cut up, and not really looking forward to the second pass through. It's going to be really slippery.
Coming up, what changes lie ahead as the conditions cut up on the roads at Rally Wairarapa.
We're here on stage 3. The competitors have already been through this road this morning, and what can happen is the road condition can change a lot. We've got a lot of slushy stuff on the outside of the corner, but further online it's really starting to dry out, and that'll start to generate a lot more grip as the following competitors come through. But this morning, with all that rain, it would have been a big advantage to be first car on the road.
So this will be a big test for Matt Summerfield as he hits those slushy corners at pace.
And you just got to be careful you don't get caught out on some of that slush if there's some overhanging trees and a little bit of clay and mud coming up. They have done the road before, but it can change quickly in an hour.
Holder's winning time on stage 1 was 12 minutes 59. Now Matt Summerfield sets a new time to beat of 12 minutes 45.9. Graham Featherston stopped early in the stage, so Lance Williams now running second on the stage. He lost 7 seconds to Summerfield. Ben Hunt continued his conservative approach, 12 minutes 50 for the stage time. Richard Mason, though, taking the challenge to Summerfield, taking 5.8 seconds off the leader's time. Chris West had repaired his turbo hose at service, and the Mirage looked to have good pace here, but the hose blew off again, so we withdrew to service to try and make another repair. David Holder was surprised at Matt Summerfield's pace in stage 2, now trying to get back the lead, which he had relinquished. 12 minutes 39 here, so he made a gain, but still 17 seconds behind Summerfield overall. Frustration for Phil Campbell. He was 4 minutes late out of service, so carried a 40-second penalty and still struggling to match the leader's pace. Andrew Hawkswood improving to 7th after discovering a centre diff fault in service.
Andrew always likes to back it in and go sideways.
Emma Gilmore, 3rd fastest on the stage, just 2.4 down on Holder. The Gold Rally Challenge has been a close-fought battle all season. Darren Galbraith has been the pace man to beat, but on stage 2 he had turbo issues and he lost nearly 2 minutes. But Kingsley Jones, who had led the class, had to drive out with 2 punctures and would eventually retire. Richard Bateman had a good chance of taking the Class 5B title for 4-wheel drives and had brought his Evo 9 to the rally, but he was not finding the pace needed on these slippery roads. That opened the way for Tyler Radovan, who just needed to stay ahead of Bateman to win the class and possibly the Gold Challenge. Jonathan Walker lost time on the first 2 stages, but fighting back over 3 and 4 to keep the leaders honest. As was Hugh Spence, who was within 5 points of 3rd place in the challenge going into this round. In the 2-wheel drive battle, Marcus Van Klink taking the slippery conditions in his stride and muscling the RX-7 through the stages despite this.
What was that? I just clipped the inside of that fence. And a little bit of damage to show for it.
Sorry. All right, minus now. Now. -4. Oh. Go.
Van Klink leading the Historics in 18 seconds, clear of Anthony Jones in the Honda-powered Class 5A Escort. Regan Ross a further 19 seconds back, but in his battle for the Class 5A trophy, he was just 2.2 seconds ahead of the Toyota of Justin Glavish. Glavish impressive on these stages, using the Toyota's size and handling to take advantage of the conditions. Dave Strong had parked his S2000 Fiesta and returned to the class with his Honda Jazz, but was out with a broken axle at the end of stage 4. A broken throttle cable reduced Tony Gosling to a crawl. So Andy Martin, second in the historic class, despite putting the car on its side on stage 3.
Darren, fantastic start to the rally in stage 1, but you've had your dramas in stage 2.
Yeah, we had a good run through stage 1, and yeah, the road position was quite good. It was starting to cut up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. So second stage, we 8k to go. We blew a boost hose off, so thought our day was done with a blown turbo or something, but luckily it's just a hose, so we fixed it up and we're away again.
A little bit of damage on the car. Looks like you've been hard up it.
Yeah, we certainly were hard up it. We just came around a corner, had a big strainer post, but we just carried on. No, just superficial damage here, so we'll live to fight another stage. But we've been going really good this morning. We're all slippery out there though. We had lots of moments, but pushing pretty hard, but times are good, so.
Back to the leaders on stage 4, and with the rain easing, the road conditions have also changed again.
Just look how dry it's getting. All the mud on Matt's car's all dried off, and they'll be getting plenty more grip.
Opens 80.
They write their own notes, which is very impressive for their experience, and they're doing a great job on a technical stage.
Opens 80.
Keeps it nice and simple. And Matt's doing a really good job with his driving.
And an amazing improvement in stage times, 39 seconds faster this time through the stage. And the stage obviously suits the Subaru, because David Holder was 20 seconds down here through the stage in the Evo. Lance Williams, 47 seconds slower, but he lost rear brakes towards the stage end.
There, over crest into a right kink into a 5 left plus. 6 left, 30.
In the first stage, they added a few cuts. So that's the type of thing there where they straight line the corner and try and carry maximum speed. Of course, you've got to know exactly what's on the road.
Emma Gilmore knows exactly what's on the road, closing it on Williams now, just 3.9 seconds behind. And Richard Mason stopped with an engine issue. Ben Hunt then now in 5th and looking good for the title.
Look how fast this is. Even though he's going conservative, this gives a good representation of just how fast they go on these gravel roads. Right down at the bottom part of the bumper.
So after 4 stages, Summerfield 37 seconds ahead of David Holder, then Williams, Gilmore and Hunt. But ahead lies the heavily gravelled Ekatahuna stages.
The quicker stages are this afternoon. Is that reassuring, knowing that it's actually harder to take time or get time taken out of you in those faster stages?
Yeah, I mean, you still have to commit, but definitely, yeah, with less corners, less chances to take time. So bit of confidence, but David's very fast, so we'll see.
David, looks like a big fight this afternoon between you and Matt Summerfield.
Yeah, man, he's hauling. Like, we had a steady run through that ridge road, and I don't know how he went that fast. That's impressive. It's awesome.
And for Ben Hunt, a few nervous hours lies ahead.
You know, it's always in the back of your mind, and I'm probably struggling a bit to drive how I normally do. And you know, even in those 2 stages there, I thought, you know, just don't worry about the big picture and just drive through like I have done the whole year. But you know, there's something still there that seems to do, you know, something on the, I don't know, the left or the right of your brain, I don't know, but yeah, it's hard work.
Crunch, coming into service, there's a lot of smoke coming from this car, and obviously you've got a problem here in the right rear.
Yeah, the last 5Ks or so we were running out of brakes, and what it's done is it's blown the seal on the brakes. It's got hot. Part of the problem now is it's pulled the cross member, the rear cross member, from out of the actual chassis of the car just here. And it could be things like starting on tarmac with all the torque that's going through the car. So what we're going to have to do now, I suppose, is just cruise to the finish. We have to finish to get the junior title, so that's the goal now.
Well, Andy, I just did search for right rear quarter for RX3 on Trade Me, and there's not many of those around.
Luckily, I've got one in the garage, Inky. In the second stage, we were having a bit of a go and tipped it on its side. We sat there for about 6 minutes, and a few helpful guys came and managed to get it back on a wheel, so here we are.
Talk about giant killing. Regan Ross only has 2 seconds on you.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, and some stages will suit our car better than others, so we're just got to make the most of those stages that do. And this afternoon probably doesn't.
Coming up, the rally heads south and the roads get dusty. Welcome back to Race Tech Rally Wairarapa, the final round of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. The cars tour south to Eketahuna and the next set of stages starting with Manga'orango, 14.41 kilometres, a well-known stage at Rally Wairarapa. Very fast, open and flowing. The road has a hard base but a lot of gravel. And straight away, as you can see, just how much gravel Matt Summerfield has to push and sweep right out in front.
4 left plus 30, 3 right, 20.
And these are the type of conditions they're expecting throughout the whole rally, and the reason why no one wanted to go first on the road. There's a lot of cleaning going on, and it's going to make a better road for the competitors behind Matt.
Stage record 7 minutes 55.2, Matt's time 8 minutes 34.3. Back on board Ben's bumper cam after the service delays. Ben Hunt now running second on the road. Glenn, look at those road conditions, totally different.
This afternoon stage is a lot closer to Masterton, and the day's turned into a beautiful day, dry roads and lots of gravel.
Hunt a second quicker than Summerfield. David Holdenau with a chance here to grab the lead. Summerfield and Hunt have done the hard work. Now can he take advantage of a swept road? He made up time, and the lead now down to just 18 seconds. Lance Williams lost 5 minutes in service, so he has a 50-second penalty, dropping him to 5th. But he's got his brakes back, and he was 3rd on the stage. With gearbox issues still dogging the car, Phil Campbell had gone from fighting for the championship to now defending his second position against the hard-charging Matt Summerfield.
He came here thinking about winning the national championship. Now he's got to focus on getting to the end to make sure he can get second for the championship.
Emma Gilmore had improved to 3rd position, and again she was second fastest on the stage, looking like her best result so far this season.
Emma likes these fast roads, and it suits her car as well. She's doing a really good job this afternoon, and she'll be wanting to get a string of top stage times.
Darren Galbraith had fixed his turbo issue. He was back on the pace, 6th overall, and back with a shot at the overall Gull Rally Challenge title. And Brian Green using his local knowledge of these stages to move into the top 10. North Road is the second of the Eketahuna stages with our B&T stage preview. The shortest at just 12.87 kilometres. Very fast and includes over 5 kilometres of tarmac, but the mix of surface can make this stage tricky in places. And it's also the power stage.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 100.
That's right, Clint, and the top 5 cars in each class will score additional bonus points. This puts a little bit more pressure on Summerfield and Campbell in the battle for second in the championship, because those extra points can make a big difference.
And of course, Matt is also defending that rally lead as well. He sets a time 6 minutes 34.1. Ben Hunt has taken it easy all day, but with Campbell now down in 7th place, a couple of points here on the power stage will give Ben Hunt an unassailable championship lead.
He always goes well in these power stages. Just look how fast this is. It really is enjoyable as a driver to drive a car so fast and so committed over fantastic gravel roads. And it looks like Ben's chosen this stage to push on and really get back in the groove, going fast.
Keep in 5 left, 30.
The best way to stay on the road and take out the championship is to really go at the pace that he set all season, which makes him why he's in this #1 position to become the New Zealand Rally Champion. 6 minutes 25.9, that's his time, fastest so far. Hold the phone blocker now, it's David Holder. He needs another stage win if he's going to take on Summerfield.
And he really does have a road position advantage. Now look at the lines. And he's driving well.
Coming down to the line, Summerfield's time was 6:34.1. So that's his target, to try and take some time out of the rally leader, and he's done it by over 10 seconds.
Carried away. Could make him miss my undies a little bit.
Emma Gilmore yet to score a stage win this season, but her pace today has been more than competitive.
It's great to see Emma showing so much speed and confidence in her little car. She puts a big effort in. She gets a co-driver from Australia. Some of her crew come from Australia. They travel up and down the island a lot in the season. It's really good to see them have a good day.
And it's paying off. Second on the stage, just 2.5 from Holder. At a key moment here for Darren Galbraith. 5 points for a Class 5 power stage win puts him in the Gold Rally Challenge points lead. So with 2 stages to run, Summerfield holds a narrow 7.1 second advantage over Holder. Gilmore now secure in 3rd.
This is getting exciting. It's pretty close with 2 stages to go.
I felt like a bit of a grader in there, so hopefully now with the 50-odd cars that are going over it, we'll shouldn't be a disadvantage, and we should be able to not let our lead evaporate.
So there's about 10 seconds in it. Do you think you've got enough to hold them off?
Honestly, don't know. I'll just go out there and do the best I can, and what will be is what will be.
Well, this morning it was Matt blazing through the stages, but this afternoon you've been making up a huge amount of time. Only about 10 seconds in it for a rally win.
Yeah, no, we're pretty pleased about that. I was trying hard, and to be honest, I thought we were probably trying too hard and just pushing into drains and stuff, so pretty pleased that we actually pulled some time out.
Yeah, the car's ran really well today. I've really enjoyed it. The stages up north probably didn't suit us as much, but I've really enjoyed the stages down back of Ekatahuna. No, the car's running really well, and I'm really enjoying driving it, so it's heaps of fun.
2 to go, looking pretty good. It's nice that the sunny weather's come out as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, the Wairarapa region have put on a fantastic afternoon. It's changed a bit from the other side. We're in Palmy, but no, those last 2 stages were awesome, and you know, great driver stages, heaps of fun, and looking forward to repeating them this afternoon.
Now this rally has seen the debut of Rally Art New Zealand's Mirage Evo, and despite some niggles, Chris West has put in some competitive times.
Boys have done, as you can see, a pretty remarkable job in the last 12 months, and yeah, I mean, from all accounts, it's pretty exciting, and it's working really, really well.
And is the plan just to get some stage miles before doing a full season in it next year?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's like anything with a new car, and there's a lot of work and you know, testing and making sure everything is where it needs to be. But it's certainly, you know, it's within the window. It's we've got a lot of work to do yet, but it is slowly getting there, and it's circulate around this afternoon to learn a bit more.
Coming up, it's a showdown on the stages for a championship and a rally win. Welcome back to the Trust House Race Tech Rally Wairarapa. The Gull Rally Challenge has opened the door for club competitors to sample New Zealand Championship competition. Darren Galbraith tied up the overall title here and is now looking at a championship season in 2016. In separate four-wheel drive class, Richard Bateman had put himself in a winning position, but he had to stay ahead of Tyler Radovan to claim victory. Radovan fought hard, but in the end, Bateman took victory by just 2.1 seconds and a single point. Regan Ross kept ahead on the stages in the two-wheel drive class to win the Class 5A here, but that wasn't enough to hold off the giant-killing Toyota Starlet of Justin Glavish and Michelle Brunt, who are the Class 5A champions for 2015. Andy Martin showed the value of his consistent finishes this year to take second in the historic title. But it was Marcus van Klink who was crowned historic champion again. In what has been one of his more spectacular and entertaining drives in this mighty Mazda RX-7.
5 left, come on. 30, 5 left.
Yep.
Long 6 right, tightens to long 6 right minus, and 6 left, 6 minus, and then 6 left, and 6 right into long 4 left.
So with 2 stages to go, the battle for the rally win now comes down to 2 junior championship drivers, both looking for their first championship rally win. Matt Summerfield having to drive on the limit in the no-limit construction Subaru.
To be in a position to win a rally outright after getting over a crash at the home rally in Canterbury, fantastic way to come and finish the championship.
8 minutes 16.9 is his time. David Holder having to drive outside his comfort zone to get those 7 seconds and try and take the lead.
This is a big push.
Into long 6 right minus, don't go wide.
He's hit 3 banks, but he's got away with it.
And he's still close to gap to just 0.7. Emma Gilmore on track for her best result this year. Still in search of that elusive stage win though.
And getting a stage time quickest of anyone is the first step towards winning a rally. She's really gaining in confidence.
Gilmore's time, 8 minutes, 08.7.
7 right, 7 left.
But Ben Hunt had tired of driving conservatively, and he sent out a message to the rally here with a stunning stage win, 8 minutes, 08.1.
Keep in 5 left, short 6 right plus. Hug a long 5 left. And to keep
This stage has been used in the NZRC for a long time, and with complete confidence in the notes and where he's going, it really is a stage just to push on, get another stage win, and just show why he is a deserving NZRC champion.
Lance Williams holding 5th overall, and that was the key to him winning the junior title for 2015. And despite all his dramas, Phil Campbell down in 7th. But that was enough to retain the runner-up position in the New Zealand Championship standings. And Brian Green bringing his Evo 10 home in 10th place. New Zealand rallying owes so much to this rally veteran who has supported the championship through his sponsorship, the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. And as you can see, he remains committed to competing in the sport at the top level. Good skills.
5 left, tightens, narrows into 6 right minus.
Isn't it great having a sponsor that actually drives in the rally? So, just the super fast North Ride left to go. And Matt Summerfield looks super fast, Glenn.
Oh, it's all on. There's less than a second in it for a first NZRC rally victory. And what a way to finish the year. He'll be pushing.
Remember that tarmac section? Where they mix it down to the line, stage time. 6 minutes, 24.7. Is that enough, though?
Good job, mate.
Oh, we had a good go at it anyway.
Yeah.
David Holder also has been fast. In fact, the fastest all afternoon. So this would be a great showdown to finish the championship. What a comeback after the round 1 crash.
6 right minus, late. Crest 50.
Oh, he spun it.
What the hell happened then?
And that will hand victory to Matt Summerfield.
Matt, I can't remember the finish of a rally so exciting. That was absolutely fantastic, right down to the end.
Yeah, definitely. David pushed me so hard this afternoon, and yeah, I'm not so sure if we won, but if we won, that's brilliant. That's just a credit to all my boys. That the team's unreal.
And Emma Gilmore hanging it wide in the Suzuki would finish 3rd. But could she score that elusive stage win? .618.7, that will do it, finally.
5 right, opens and then tightens.
But this rally has been the culmination of an amazing performance this season by Ben Hunt. He has top scored on 4 of the 5 rounds so far, now heading for a well-driven 4th overall here and his maiden title in the New Zealand Rally Championship.
Yeah, the young guy who won a scholarship to drive their Fiesta learned his craft, and just 3 years into four-wheel drive, the new NZRC champion.
Not a bad effort. Not a bad.
Not hopping out.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I don't want to dent it.
Woohoo! First NZRC championship, how does that feel?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how to take it. Maybe Nicky Lauder or James Hunt. I'm not sure if what's going to happen there, but it's fantastic. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, and obviously the whole team and everyone that helps us out. So fantastic result, and looking forward to next year.
Now we've just seen Ben Hunt claim his maiden NZRC victory, and you were on the panel that originally selected him seemingly from nowhere. What did you see in him?
I don't know, like it was something about him. He's natural, there's no doubt about it. And the process it's worked its way out to where we are here today in 5 years. I don't know of another young guy that has started in the sport, never done a rally, won a scholarship, 5 years later is New Zealand champion.
So confirmation that Matt Summerfield is the winner of Rally Wairarapa from David Holder, and a very happy Emma Gilmore 3rd.
Emma, 3rd overall, podium, a proper podium. How cool is that?
Awesome way to finish the season. It's been pretty frustrating at times this year, and to have a result like we've had on the last round is just it's great to be able to repay everyone's hard work and commitment and staying through with us through it all.
We come up here not expecting to actually be in the championship hunt. We just sort of thought that we'd go and do what we could do, and that was win the power stage, and the rest of it was out of our hands. So fortunately, there's a few two-wheel drive guys got in amongst the other four-wheel drive cars and took some points off them. So looks like we've retained the title.
And of the championship, the honours go to Ben Hunt from Phil Campbell and Matt Summerfield, Lance Williams, the junior champ, and Tony Ralston, co-driver champ. Class 5 is Darren Galbraith, with Richard Bateman and Justin Glavish taking the class wins. Marcus Van Klink, historic champion again. And what a finish to this season. Through all the drama, one team have kept their cool. Ben Hunt and Tony Ralston now add their names to the list of New Zealand motorsport champions as we look forward to the 2016 season.